Hey everybody, today I'm going to zip through 10 key takeaways from my pharmacogenomics screening. Now I do want to note, right now I take 0 prescription medications, but I want to show you that even if you take no meds currently, this information can be very valuable now and in the future. So let's get to it. Number 1, as I noted in my first video at SIP1A2, I am an ultra-rapid metabolizer. This means in regards to caffeine, like when I drink a cup of coffee, it's not going to have much of an effect on me. I'm going to break it down or metabolize it into an inactive form very quickly. Number 2, regarding my MTHFR gene, I do show reduced function. We won't get into details of what all that can mean here, but it's great info. Number 3, regarding cardiovascular drugs, there's 2 meds I have to watch out for that are super common. Plavix, which is an antiplatelet we talked about in one of our previous videos, and also metoprolol. It's a very common beta blocker, but with both of those meds, I may not do very well on those. Number 4, this regards amitriptyline. This is a super common medication used for lots of different things. If I ever were to start this medication, I would need to reduce the starting dose by 25%. That's because I'm an intermediate metabolizer when it comes to amitriptyline. Number 5 is good news. If I ever was diagnosed with pre-diabetes or diabetes, I would be started on metformin. It's the first line medication. I'm expected to have an enhanced response. All right, number 6, when we look at NSAIDs, anti-inflammatory medications, we're looking at CYP2C9. I'm an extensive metabolizer there, which is a good thing, so I would be expected to have the normal response with those. For number 7, we're looking at proton pump inhibitors. Very, very common medications. Nexium, Prilosec, Protonix, and so on. I am a rapid metabolizer at CYP2C19. So I'm going to metabolize those into more inactive compounds rapidly. So what this tells me is I need to have more motivation to do things that are in my control to stay away from those meds, because they're probably not going to work very well anyway. For number 8, I'm looking at CYP2C19 again. This time I'm looking at SSRIs. This is a very common class for antidepressants. So antidepressants like Celexa and Lexapro would be metabolized rapidly by me into an inactive form or a less active form. So those would not be good choices for me. For number 9, I'm looking at a very common medication for cholesterol, a statin med called Lipitor or atorvastatin. I'm looking at CYP3A4, which is a super common enzyme when we're talking about medications in general. I'm an extensive metabolizer there, so a typical response is expected. Last but not least, I'm looking at CYP2D6. I'm an intermediate metabolizer there, so when we look at tramadol, a very common medication that can be great for pain management, I'm not going to metabolize it into a more active form very well. So there you have it. Those are my personal 10 key takeaways from my pharmacogenomic testing. We're doing these screenings now at the pharmacy. They are FSA and HSA eligible. It's a simple cheek swab. We'll get your results back in a couple of weeks, and we'll have a one-on-one consultation with you. You'll get a nice little pocket summary with your results, so you can keep those with you. Keep your full results on file, and we'll work with your provider to come up with a medication action plan, both for your current meds and going forward. If you're ready to learn more, or if you're ready to schedule yours, just give us a call or visit northcenturypharmacy.com.